Hi guys, how are we all doing today? I hope we're doing well. I can't deny I'm a little angry right now and a little pissed off. Just cause, personal life, personal reasons, genuinely, I'm angry right now. I really wish I wasn't, but like, this is all I can think about. Interesting. Okay, I realize now I was gonna set up to do swooning over the stands, and right now trying to do that. I was like, I'm just gonna start streaming because if I don't do it now, I'm probably gonna. There we go. I got it. I got it back up, guys. I really hope that for you guys personally, life is going a little better. Because for me right now, I've never felt more annoyed or angry in my life. And I just I I want to be okay. I don't like feeling all these negative emotions, but I feel like every time I am with those goddamn people, it is all I feel. It's just a lot of anger. Anyway, I'm gonna stop the background music. You'll notice we've changed. Thank you to Chill Hop. It's quite nice. I'm enjoying this, but I gotta stop the music because we gotta play. So, we started finally on Swooning Over Stands, which is a Gravity Fall dating sim where you can date the Stan Pines twins. One Stanford, one Stan Lee. Okay, we've crashed our car by the Mystery Shack. He has a hand on our shoulder. That is all I remember before the game crashed on me because rain. Anyway, I like the hand-drawn style. It's really cute. A man stands at your open car door. His hand on your shoulder leaves to tilt your head up, and he pulls a flashlight from his coat, shining it in your eyes. Two blinks, and he lets your chin go. His eyes dart over the rest of you, looking for injuries. Still stunned, all you do is watch. What's your name? Regular person? No, we're gonna go with our normal, obviously. It's your girl Kai. How are we doing? It would have been funny if I just clicked regular person and that was it. Yes, my name is regular person. There is actually a guy in here called Tad Strange. Where the joke was like, oh, everybody here in Gravity Falls is a Tad Strange. Except ironically, Tad Strange. Where his thing is being normal and liking bread. Anyway, that's it. We're gonna enter that. We're going with they, them, as always. Hi, I'm Stanford Pines. Ford for short. I would shake your hand, but you look shaken enough as it is. Oh, you even have his little symbol on top of all of the books. His 6-finger handprint. I really have to remember what words are because I usually forget what they are, so I end up kind of feeling it out. I guess is the best way of saying. I start miming it where I'm like, I see what it is, I know what it is, I just don't remember the name. So I'm like, it's think. Eventually it comes back to me, but that's brain be fucky. You seem fine, as far as I can tell, but you shouldn't head back out there anytime soon. Where on earth were you driving in such a hurry? You open your mouth to explain when a voice calls from inside the house. Oh! We even have, so, Stanley, the other Stan Pines that we can, date here. His symbol is the one that's on his fez, and it's there in the corner too. I like that little touch there, so you can tell which one is talking. Even before you even get the names, you just have the little symbols off to the side. It's cute. I like that detail. Poindexter, this better not be one of your experiments again. I've had this place rebuilt too many times to. Hi. Oh, they're so cute together. They look similar, but also so wildly different. Just looking at their face and their hair, I'm like, you really can tell the difference. So I'm like, if you really aren't like closely paying attention, maybe you can like kinda not like kinda see that they look the same, but like honestly, such wildly different. Like same face, obviously, but like so different. I don't know. I don't know. The thing that like I remember from the Gravity Falls finale really is that they switched their clothes. Yeah, we are Armageddon 3. They switched their clothes to trick Bill Cipher. And it's like, I do a pretty good impression of my brother. Change your clothes and no one can tell the difference. Well, you kind of can tell the difference, even in the show. But, you know, switch the clothes. It does make it a little harder. Still, looking at this particular picture, I'm like, nah, fam. I can see the difference between y'all. It's okay. The owner of the voice walks out of the house and stops slack-jaw at the side of your car in the side of, you're guessing, his house. You must have hit your head earlier because you swear you're seeing double. Sweet Moses, Ford. Sweet Moses, Ford. You've done it this time. Oh shit, that's not what I went to do. I clicked the wrong thing. What? This has nothing to do with me. I was testing my magnet gun and... It must have pulled this victim of circumstance into the house. I suppose it is entirely my fault. I'm incredibly sorry. Honestly, I'm gonna reassure him. I feel the need to reassure him, right? Which of the Pines twins do you think we should try to date? Stan Ford or Stan Lee? Now, don't get me wrong, I like them both. I think they're quite fun. I definitely think if I wanted to learn how to, like, gamble and, like, really be, like, an absolute criminal, I think I would, like, hang out more with Stan Lee. AKA the one on our right side, the one in the blue shirt. That's Stanley. Yeah, if I really wanted to, like, go all gun-ho, become, like a world-class, gambler, I think I'd hang out with him. But if I want to do nerd stuff, I'm gonna hang out with Ford. And me personally, my personal preference, if I'm gonna be completely honest here, I like my nerds. I am also a huge nerd, so if I have other people to nerd out with, it's exciting. So I'm kind of leaning towards going the Ford route, but I want to see what Stanley's route would be. We'll see as this game goes on. We are gonna try to do as much as we can. Right. Unsure of why you're reassuring this mystery man who just wrecked your car, you give an awkward shrug. It's alright? No, I must have done something wrong. A wire mix-up, perhaps. Or the potentiometer. They're talking about your other mistake, Sixer. Oh, right. Hey, look, it's fine, alright? Sure, there's a dent in the hood from the Shack's signage. Blech. Shack's signage. Ooh, can't say words. And a crack in the windshield that looks like an ominous triangle. But I'm sure she'll still run. You try to start up the car. It sputters, but ultimately nothing happens. You feel like crying. Oh. Well, let's call a tow truck for this unfortunate soul here and forget. I'll take care of it. You're right. It is cheaper to tow it yourself. Sixer, get that magnet gun out again. No, Stanley. I'm going to fix this. Ha! What? Ha! You? Fix this mess? I figured out a few alien vehicles in my time. Nah, you're kidding me? It takes some sort of miracle worker to get this baby back to life. And this miracle worker is on vacation. Okay, cute. Stanley, a moment. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's just me now. Y'all have your own separate conversations. I guess it's fine. It's fine. I don't need to. I didn't even know what you're talking about. Ford and Stanley turn away, and you're left to your thoughts. Who could who could anticipate a car accident like this in the middle of a road trip? You can take care of the car, but how are you going to get home? They run buses out here, right? So you can take a bus out of here and then. Ford clears his throat, shifting a little awkwardly in place. It seems like they've finished their talk. So, there are a few options. My brother Stanley here could drive you out of town to find a place to stay for the night. Or you could stay the night here. Oh. We have some maps and information you can look at in the gift shop. And in the morning we can help you with your car. What do you say? Just as you're about to answer, another high-pitched voice comes from the inside the house. Grunkle Stan! Grunkle Stan! Picture this, a whole week of, oh my gosh! The shooting star for Mabel, I love that. Oh, and her sweater is two arrows crossing over each other. Okay, cute. Oh, like Cupid's arrows. I see it, because she calls herself the ultimate matchmaker. I love Mabel. I'm not gonna lie. There's no one on Earth that'll ever make me hate Mabel. If you say you hate Mabel from Gravity Falls, it says so much more about you than what you think it does, and it doesn't reflect well. Like, she is an absolute sweetheart, and then you find out from, Book of Bill, spoilers, like, their whole life back in California was gonna change, and they weren't sure how it was gonna change. And then you add in the fact it's like, oh, I'm scared of facing this change on myself. I don't know what my home is gonna be like. I don't know what's gonna change. So I would like to have some sense of normalcy by having the one person who's always gonna be there by my side, my brother. And then to find out that this is changing too, it's like too much stuff happening all at once, and when you're 12 years old going on 13, when you're faced with so much uncertainty. I understand her actions, and I will always defend Mabel. I love her so much. Honestly, I feel like she's one of my favorite characters out of the entire Gravity Falls series. Man, she just represents fun and, like, chaos in a good way. And she's, I don't know. She's not selfish. She loves and trusts people so much that she always gives them the benefit of the doubt, and like, oh, she always thinks what's best of people. You know, the type of person that follows their heart more than like following logic. Sometimes, you need more people like that. Because we can go off of logic all the time, and then we'll just end up to be like really sad, pessimistic people. Sometimes you just need a little optimism, a little brightness, sunshine. So we need more Mabels in the world. That's all I'm saying. Mabel Pines, no one could ever make me hate you. And if they try, then that, honestly, it says worse about themselves than anything else, because you clearly didn't understand what was happening, that you have to say that she's an awful person. She never was. Okay, let me get back to this game, actually. The girl that runs out of the house comes to a halt at the sight of your car. Oh, great. Grunkle Ford? Why is it that everyone automatically thinks I'm at fault? Well, this time it is my fault. But I've invited Kai to stay here with us for the night if they'd like. I'm sure I can fix this. I just have to figure out how. Stanley sighs. I can take a look. Being on vacation's pretty boring, and the old Stanmobile hasn't needed a tune-up yet, so it won't be bad to work on something in the meantime. Oh, he's a mechanic as well. I guess it makes sense when you're trying to be as cheap as possible. You kind of You learn how to do shit. Alright, we love a handy man. Good for you. Thank you, Stanley. I'm sure I can put something together from the gadgets I have lying around if you need any specialized tools to help you with the job. And let me introduce myself. I'm Mabel. You can ask me anything. I pretty much know everything there is to know about this place. I assume this takes place like a year or so after the show. Cause I assume it's a different summer than the summer they leave. It's got to be, right? I don't know. Wait, hold on. I haven't said anything yet. I appreciate your offer to let me stay. And to repair your car. Yeah, it'll be as good as new in my hands. I mean, look at my Stanmobile. She's been through the ringer who knows how many times, and she's still a beaut. I cannot do voices that well. I'm gonna try. I'm really gonna try. Every time I do these games, I'm like, I don't think I can do voices, but I'm gonna try. And it always hurts my throat at the end of the stream. He points out a red car parked a distance away. You can't really see how beautiful it is at this point, but he sounds really confident. This turn of events is, I'm gonna say, fortuitous. Honestly, yeah. Free repairs, free lodging. There's no better deal to be found. And if things don't work out, the town probably has some sort of auto repair shop you can head to instead. Well, I accept. Thanks for the help. And my apologies again. What an embarrassment. I must have made such an elementary mistake. Okay, cute. Oh, I love this! Oh, you really get the inside of the house too. I love how much it feels like a watercolor painting. And then the actual characters being doodles. It's really cute. I like this art style. Very much happy with this. As the pines lead you inside the house, Mabel leaves her number in your phone for you to call, whenever, and you find out that Ford's twin goes by Stan. This part's the house, but just outside the door is the Mystery Shack. Hey, you ever been to the Mystery Shack before? I wanted to, actually. I saw a bumper sticker while I was on the road and got curious. You're interrupted by a loud, triumphant... Those bumper stickers were a good investment. And Sixer says they're too plain and graphically simplistic and don't even have an address on them, Stanley, so how is anyone supposed to find the place to attract customers? Sixer, did you hear that? I'm trying. I don't think I got the voice at all. I'm so sorry. This is bad. Well, they are graphically simplistic. I don't know how they found the place, let alone thought, what is the Mystery Shack was compelling. I kinda liked it. See? They kinda liked it. Hey, I like you, Kai. How about I give you a tour sometime tomorrow? Regular price. Tomorrow? Tomorrow? Then I'll have to squeeze all my get-to-know-you questions in today. Kai, tell me, capybara, yes or no? At that moment, a boy passes in the hallway at the far doorway, and Ford calls out to him. Bleh. Dipper, my boy! I'm surprised I didn't see you run out to the scene of the crime. It is taking place after the show because he has Wendy's hat on. Cute. And then his little symbol, the pine tree off to the side. Crime? What crime? I have an alibi. Oh, you have someone with you. Hi! I'm not suspicious at all. Did you guys see that car in the side of the shack, though? For a second, I thought the Manitors were back with a grudge. Yes, about that. Dipper, meet Kai. I've, stranded their car here by accident. They're staying here for the time being. Sorry, stranded their car here? You crashed it? shack fell on it and everything. And the windows are cracked. One window. The window shield. And Kai was lucky to make it out alive. What the fuck? Where? Mabel, you sound like I could have easily died at that moment, and I don't know how to feel about that implication. But hey, winky face, yeah! We made it out! They were fine. No injuries, thankfully. The magnet's gun rather safe despite never having been tested in a formal setting. Ford, I don't, Ford. Honey, I don't know, I don't like the implications of that. Ew. Yeesh. Did you not, like, take a safety precautions or anything? See, I'm with Dipper. Why no safety precautions? Actually, oh, this is funny. This is actually hilarious. The irony of the situation is that I was trying to install a safety precaution. Why not have it in the first place? Hey, if you two are gonna do your nerd talk, I'm gonna get Kai set up. Am I sleeping in the living room? No, storage room. Cool. Nice. Mabel, sweetie, why don't you show Kai around? Let them stay in, the storage room. That's still empty, right? I'll make it empty! Finger guns? Winky face. Oh, Mabel, I love you. So cute. The rest of the day consists of Mabel showing you the storage room you'll be staying in, then the kitchen, and the living room, and the hallway, and the bathroom, and pretty much a comprehensive tour of all the mundanities of a regular house. Ooh, words. Eventually, you find out that the family is even more extended than you knew. The decorative doilies make a lot more sense knowing a grandmother normally lives here, and her grandson, Zeus. Okay. Or was it Zeus? Whatever the name, you look forward to meeting him when he comes in for work in the morning. When you go up to the attic, Mabel opens the door to reveal Dipper, nose stuck in his book, but you catch him occasionally glancing up at you as he pretends to read. Okay, pretends. The next member of the family snorts up at you from Mabel's bed. A rotund pink pig, who Mabel declares as her best friend and partner in crime, Waddles. Those two are a perfect match, right down to the chubby cheeks and boopable noses. I feel like I can't say words right now, but I'm gonna real try. I'm really trying here. And, in the evening, though you've been in disbelief over the state of your car, the family dinner and the after-dinner TV marathon you've been invited to made it seem like a normal guest stay rather than a forced circumstance. Okay, let me save. I will save over this. Yes. Returning to the storage room Mabel had shown you earlier, you find an an air mattress waiting for you, and more pillows and sheets than a summer night's warrant. Okay, this is cute. A lot of triangle-shaped, like, windows I'm noticing. I don't mind, though. But, the implication. Love to know. I like... Oh, they're so welcoming, though. Oh, is this the room where it used to have I know this. Don't tell me. I know this episode because I just rewatched this series again. Okay. The wax figures. This is the storage room is where they used to have the wax figures who were cursed, and then Dipper and Mabel melted them. Is this where it is? Because I see. Oh, look at that! Cursed artifacts as a box. That's worrying. Souvenirs. That looks like a box of eyeballs up top, and a glass jar with an eyeball. That's not strange at all. The only reason I think this is the room with that used to have like the wax figures is just because of this velvet rope here. No other reason. I just assume. But I never realized how big the Mystery Shack is as a house until now. But hey, good to know. Good to know. Uh, you wake up to the weak glare of sunlight streaming in through the small high window in the wall. You can't remember your room having this kind of feature, or any hotel, or motel room for that matter. And then yesterday comes crashing back to you. You glance at the time to see that you slept into the afternoon. Jeez. Experiencing the accident yesterday must have left you tired out. Oh. Oh, cute, cute. I love the, like, one-to-one recreations of the houses, like the rooms we see from Gravity Falls in this sort of watercolor state. I'm into it. I really like this. Oh, I want to go now. I wish this was a real place because I'd love to visit the Mystery Shack. I like those weird tourist traps. I think they're fun. Granted, not willing to spend like excessive amounts of money there, but I like what they're doing and I think they're cute. Could just be a me thing, who knows? Despite having been assured yesterday evening that you were free to anything in the fridge. The fridge. You still feel like you're imposing on the Pines family and try preparing polite a guest breakfast as you can. Woo! I can say words. You wash your dishes in the sink before you leave, and just as you're about to exit the kitchen, you bump into Ford. Excuse. Oh! Ah. Yes, from yesterday. Of course. For a good solid moment, Ford regards you in awkward silence. Ford, honey, it's okay. Believe me, I also forgot about it too until I woke up this morning. It's fine. We're all gonna be a little awkward. I don't blame you at all. You are an adorable old man. I can't lie. I love your little outfit though. It's so nice. I like how it's a trench coat with elbow patches on there. And like that's just been his coat ever since he came out of the portal. I guess, yeah. And I was like, did you add the elbow patches to your jacket? Did you find the jacket with the elbow patches on? And then just decided to wear that? Like, I genuinely want to know what his adventures were in the portal. Who knows? We may get some information about that. Or we may even get information a little bit more about, the before times. Although, technically we got most of our information from Tale of Two Stands, but still, I'd love to see it act out. I want to see more about his relationship with Fiddlefruit, though. If I'm the only one that does, fine, but I can't possibly be the only one that wants to know what his relationship was with Fiddlefruit and Bill. I want to see that. If y'all want to see that, comment section chat, I'd love to see what you say. Oh, dot, dot, dot. Oh, no. More dots. Oh, no. Hello. How are you doing, Mr. Bill Cipher official? One-Eyed King himself. I feel like you would be really uncomfortable to see this right now. Especially because, Book of Bill / this is not a website.com stuff that's been happening. Are you sure you're okay with seeing Ford on the screen? I'm just saying. Also, thank you for hitting the follow button. We're up to 40. Sorry, I get overly excited about this now. But, I feel like you wouldn't be okay seeing one of these twins right now. How's Theraprism going for you, Bill Cipher? I hope it's going well. I feel like this is the bad thing to play. Now I am gonna find something else because I do know that there is a Gravity Falls Bill Cipher game out there that I was gonna play after this one because I think it's an interesting thing to look at for. But I've also read some things online that are very concerning for me, and I realize this reflects more on myself than anything else. Let me just expose myself for reading the amount of fan fiction I do, because I go through so much in like a day. It is bad. But hey, I read fan fiction, I play dating sims, it's fine. I'm not emotionally so fucked up that I only believe I can only find any sort of connection online. What are you talking about? Huh. I crave emotional intimacy while also being scared of it. That's my life. Anyway, I believe Stanley's taking a look at your car outside, if you want to be there for it. You give a nod and make to leave for real this time when Ford speaks up again. And Kai? I'm sorry again for the accident. If I'd been smarter about... Well, let's just say it's entirely my fault, and you shouldn't worry about this at all. When it comes down... Bleh, I swear I can fucking read sometimes. I can't, but I swear I can. Your brain is just not braining sometimes, you know? I'm fine. I'm fine. It's only Wednesday. I'm just gonna blow up after stream, I feel like. It's fine. When it comes down to it, Stanley does have a knack for cars. I predict you'll be back on the road in a matter of weeks. Weeks? Weeks. You can't keep the dismay off of your face, and you really can't bring yourself to try to either. What am I gonna do with weeks? Huh? Ford, who's got Ford, who'd gone kind of uncomfortable and closed off when your face fell, recovers at the prospect of a question he can answer. Well, there's the town tour, of course, and the Mystery Shack. But if you ask me, all that pales in comparison to Bill. Right? Honestly, though, to see the amount of people say that Bill Cipher, especially Mabel herself, right, say that Bill Cipher is kind of like that toxic ex that keeps calling you and says, like, we should get back together, you know? You're obsessed with me. You should be obsessed with me. I'm obsessed with you. Why aren't you obsessed with me like I'm obsessed with you? It's like giving Monica from DDLC. Like, that is the vibe that you get off. But also somehow they could kill you. / possess you. Like, I think it's been funny to see. Also the amount of animatics that's come out of, like, Bill Cipher, or like Bill X Ford, good luck, babe. Masochism Tango. I swear I've seen a lot, but it's mostly been good luck, babe, and I thought it's really funny because it goes really well. I saw it on TikTok first, and then I found more YouTube animatics of just good luck, babe, for Bill X Ford. It's the funniest thing I've watched. Cause I'm like, god damn, I mean, 1/6er, man. 1/6er. If you don't have it, I want an infinite empanada. Well, you can't have it because of the time loops. It's fine. I'm just gonna cry. It's fine. Hold on. Do you hear that? Ford turns to the kitchen doorway to investigate. Sounds like... The sound comes again, and this time you hear it as well. Oh, the squeal of a pig, followed by a pair of quick footsteps running down the stairs. Waddles tumbles past the open kitchen doorway, and Mabel comes into view soon after, a few sheets of paper clutched in hand. Oh gosh, what's happening? Oh, okay. Ford quickly steps out of the kitchen and you follow to the doorway, getting there just in time to see an apparent tug-of-war between Mabel and her pig over a saliva-covered sheet of paper. What? Huh? The paper rips, and after nearly toppling backwards from her efforts, Mabel recovers, snatching the scrap of ripped paper from Waddles' jaw. It's a hard thing to say. Waddles' jaws, and lifting up both pieces victoriously. Ha ha! Mabel wins again! Now I just gotta find Grunkle Ford! Ford, who'd run forward and held a hand out to steady this energetic child when she'd been in danger of toppling over, now finds a number of crumpled sheets of paper shoved into his hands. Oh, what? I'm confused. What is the paper for? What's happening? Mabel tugs urgently at his coat. Grunkle Ford, you have got to help me. Ford kneels down to face Mabel with a serious, though concerned, look. What does she need? What's happening? Mabel, what's wrong? Slow down, Mabel. What's the matter? Oh. Dipper found a stack of pages from your old journals, and I walked in, and Waddles ran up and started eating one. And he must have chewed on it to warn me, Grunkle Ford, because look! Oh. Mabel takes the ripped halves of paper back from Ford's hands and joins them together, holding it up for Ford to see. I see. And you took it as a warning? Yes! It says here it eats small dogs, and Waddles is a small pig, but he sort of looks like a dog from far away, and Waddles must have feared for his life! Waddles seems to second this notion with a snort. Or not, as it seems the pig is lounging adorably a short distance away in the hallway. You can't imagine what this dangerous predator could be. Some kind of wolf? Something bigger? You're suddenly not so keen on staying anymore. Oh, Mabel, it's okay. Remember the pterodactyl I told you about? Waddles was so scared that time. I can't let him leave my side. I'm sorry, what? Pterodactyl? You suppose pigs are allowed in museums around here? How about I finish that repellent I never got around to completing? That'll keep Waddles safe from harm. She's like, oh. Mabel flops down on the floor in relief. Oh. Grunkle Ford, you're an actual lifesaver. Waddles, you have nothing to fear. Oh. I love how, even if it's not an actual threat, he still takes her seriously. He still takes the time to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll indulge in your requests. Because I do care for you. I love that. He's a good grunkle. Ford chuckles, lifting himself out of the kneel and standing back up. All right, I'll go get my recipe. Ford turns to leave, and you suddenly remember that, with nothing better to do for the weeks you're going to be here, it wouldn't hurt getting to know Ford. He seems to know what there is to do around town, anyway. And you'll need that to not die of boredom in the first week. Well, or, more pressingly, you could go check on your car and see what Stan's made of it so far. You're not exactly eager to see your car in the side of the house again, though. I'm gonna get to know Ford. As much as I'd love to check my car, I want to get to know Ford. I'm curious. I'm a curious bit. Oh, I did not mean to press that thing. Ford, wait. Need a hand with that recipe? I can handle it myself. Are you sure you couldn't use a hand? Ford looks away then, and you follow his averted line of sight to Mabel, who just mouthed something that you couldn't catch. Okay. When she catches you looking her way, Mabel gives you a 100-watt smile, the picture of innocence. Ford rubs the back of his neck. Yes, I suppose I can accept some help. And with that, assured that Ford is on the task, you spot Mabel rolling away with Waddles, into the living room. What am I reading? Before we get started, I suppose I should give you an introduction. Hi, tell me. Do you believe in the supernatural? Yes, always. Here's like a weird-ish story, I guess, from my younger years. My parents said that when I was younger, I didn't necessarily have imaginary friends. No, I would be talking to the air and like as if there were a friend, but it wasn't necessarily like something I made up in my mind. I apparently would be talking to my grandmother from my father's side. Now, the thing about that makes it weird is that I've never met my grandmother, like either side of my grandparents, because they both died when my parents were like 16. And my parents met each other when they were like well into their 40s, right? So like my parents are quite old. My parents are quite literal baby boomers, right? They met here in America in the 90s. And their parents died like I want to say like 60s, 70s. So I've never known them. I've never seen a picture of them when I was younger. But for some reason I could talk to my grandmother as a kid, which freaked them out. And then you have the fact it's like sometimes I'd be talking to the air and it's not even my grandmother. It'd be somebody else. And when we would pass by cemeteries, I'd just be like, look, there's my friend. I would point at a random ass grave that did not know, and I'm like, yeah, this is their name, this is their life story. Like I would just go off. I also had a tendency to like run off as a kid because I was like, oh, I did see another adult that I kind of trusted, but nobody else could see who it was. I don't know. I have like a lot of weird sort of ghost stories where I'm like, from when I was a kid, where it's like it's hard to explain what it is, but apparently when I was younger, I could talk to ghosts. Nowadays, I just kind of feel like somebody's always watching me and I just kind of hear footsteps everywhere. Or like I'll hear somebody speak right directly in my ear, but when I turn and all I see is the wall. I have weird stories like that all the time. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. But so yeah, like I believe in the supernatural. I always believe in ghosts and whatnot. I think it's fun. And hey, we never know. Maybe aliens could be real. I would love to see an alien. I would love to have the confirmation of aliens. But I don't think aliens would like to know us as people. That's all I'm saying. So, Ford Z. Come on, tell me more about the supernatural. Well, you're about to come face to face with the unexplainable yourself. You see, Gravity Falls isn't some quiet, unassuming backwater town. Much more lurks below its surface. Ooh. Ford pockets the crumpled journal papers and gestures you to join him as he walks. You do, and you follow him through the living room and into the gift shop. Are we gonna go to the lab? Oh my god, are we going to the lab? I'm saying. Oh, I want to see the lab. Let's go. Oh, cute. I like the little knickknacks that you see in the back there. It's cute. I love the detail. For example, you must have heard Mabel mention a pterodactyl. Most would say none exist in the living world today. But I say, not if you know where to look. Oh. Okay. Ford reaches under the cashier counter and retrieves a packet of vintage-looking gum, expecting it for a moment before slipping it into his pocket. He looks around in thought. The fact that he's just so willing to trust me after like a day just to talk about like weird stuff and like unexplainable this is what Gravity Falls is actually like. I kind of love that, but I also feel like that's not in character. That's just me, though. Hold on to my explanation for the moment. I need to retrieve some more supplies. Oh, we're back outside. Nice. Okay. Ford ushers you out the gift shop entrance so that you find yourself outside of the shack, then shuts the door behind you. Okay. I'm gonna respect his privacy. If he doesn't want me to see what it is, it's fine. It's fine. You correctly and politely just stand out here until Ford returns. You maybe scan the sky for a pterodactyl while you wait. Or as Seuss would say it, pterodactyl! Pterodactyl. Not too long later, the door opens behind you and Ford joins you outside looking no different than before. He must have stored whatever supplies he went to retrieve in his coat. But the trench coat falls too naturally on his figure for him to be hiding much. Where were we? Ah, yes. Ford pulls out a pen and pad of paper from his coat, walking as he writes. Oh, okay. I love the couch just being out there. Like, it's just a normal part of a house. Not even like a swing, it's just a full-on couch outside. It's funny. Just as you're about to head out, he stops and smacks his hand to his face. Oh my. Oh shoot. 1 second. Where are you going? What's happening? Ford hurries back to the house, realizing he forgot one important component to this adventure. A butterfly net. Okay. Before you get a chance to ask, he strides out ahead of you, obviously in no mind to tell you what it's for quite yet. Okay. What? Okay, we're just gonna head right into adventure. Into the breach, my friends, once more into the breach. Let us go try to find where the fuck's that. I really don't know what we're trying to do, what we're trying to achieve. I'm just here for the ride, man. Whatever you want to do. The pair of you walk past the shack and down a well-worn path into the trees surrounding the house. Sunlight peeking through the pines. He double-checks whatever he scribbled onto the paper and tucks it back into his coat's seemingly infinite pockets. Honestly, as a trench coat, I'm like, you would only really have like a 1, 2 pockets in there. But like, where are you hiding it? I'd love to know. Does your own jacket break the laws of nature by having like infinite amount of pockets that you could just hide stuff in? Because I can't tell. But you look good, man. You look good. He stops and turns to face you with a definitive nod. My recipe for repellent called for a sprig of lavender. Guys, pay attention, because God knows my brain is not gonna pay attention. Okay, sprig of lavender, 2 thin slices of ginseng, a drop of bat blood, a chunk of amber, and 3.5 millimeters of ink. Okay. I feel like I should have wrote that down somewhere, but to be honest, yeah, I don't remember. But we're gonna have a we're going on a hunt. We're going on an adventure. He pauses, staring down the path in thought. I obviously already have all those components on hand, except for one last ingredient. A single moth's wing. From Mothman itself. What? Mothman lives in Oregon? I thought I didn't know that. Wait. Am I confusing Mothman with Goatman for the Goatman's Bridge? Maybe. But Moth lives in Gravity Falls, Oregon? I didn't know that. Okay! Mothman lives in Gravity Falls. Good to know. You can't help it. You gasp. My God. Ford glances at you, and you think you see a hint of a smile before he turns back to the path and continues along, wind ruffling through his hair. Does he have a mullet? I just noticed, like, the little thing down here. Does he have a mullet? Yeah, he looks good with a mullet. Okay. You see, Mothman is the very creature on that page that Waddle seems to fear. Using a piece of itself should ward it away, or at least lead it to believe that Waddles isn't for eating. I would have already completed the repellent years ago if I had managed to collect that wing. Was it too difficult? Oh, I just never got around to it. Ford! Procrastination Nation! Everybody does that as a burnt-out gifted kid. It's fine. It happens to the best of us. Besides, Mothman used to come to bat at this lamp I had lit out in the backyard. It seemed like such an innocent hobby that I never had the heart to chase it off. Aw. But if this brings Mabel and her pig a peace of mind, then the time has come to finish this. Sunlight filters in through the trees, causing dappled shadows across Ford's coat as he leads in front of you. Okay. How do you know so much about this stuff? Study anomalies. Anything unusual, strange, or just plain weird. I began my research in this town because it was, and remains, a hotbed of paranormal activity. I made this exact trip years ago, though, at the time, I had no idea where I was going. It was just dumb luck that I managed to tail Mothman back to its cave from my backyard. Navigating the forest by moonlight is poetic, but not advisable. I made plenty of other discoveries as well. Oh, nice. From fairies to gnomes to amalgamations of creatures who were never meant to cross to... Ah, wait. Ford reaches into his pocket and pulls out the slightly crumpled pages Mabel had pushed into his hand earlier, smoothing it out and shuffling through them. Take a look at these. They're more definitive proof than just my word. Oh, my throat is already going. Fun. You accept the pages from him and find that they're scanned pages from some sort of journal, just as you heard Mabel say. Fluid cursive tells of Mothman, beard cubs, campfires, and more. Ford gestures to them and explains. I detailed my discoveries in a series of journals. The remaining pages, at least. I wonder where Stanley was keeping these. You drew these? Were any of these creatures dangerous? Honestly, you drew these? Yes, of course. Who else? Photorealistic love your line work. These ink washes look so masterfully executed. I'm just saying, it looks pretty damn good. I've seen the pictures online. Never bought the Journal 3 book, nor did I wanted to get Journal 3. I also wanted to get the Journal 3 Blacklight edition. But unfortunately, never had the money to. I do want to try to get the Barnes & Noble's Book of Bill, though. I don't care if it corrupts my other books. I just want to see it. If it means pledging my life to Bill, I guess it's fine. He's not going to have much use for it anyway. Who knows? We'll see. My work now is far better, but I appreciate the compliment. Despite his understated word, Ford looks surprisingly pleased. Okay. Were any of these were any of these creatures ever dangerous? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Oh, extremely. Some are worse. Dangerously annoying. That's funny, honestly. But also understandable. Like, unicorns. I remember that episode. The last Maplecorn. They were dangerously annoying. Pieces of. Yeah, no, they were pricks. But yeah. Though Ford seems to find his own comment amusing, he doesn't fail to notice your unease. I do have weapons in case things escalate, so there's no need to worry. You brought weapons? Not many. I have a stun gun, my fist, and my sharp wit. I feel safer already. Must have gotten into some pretty crazy stuff back then. That's one way to put it. It only took 6 years for me to get in over my head. Oh. He takes a silent moment to look away from your gaze, seemingly in bittersweet remembrance. I'm gonna ask about these creatures. You shuffle through the pages, deciding which one to ask about. I'm gonna ask. It says here that the Mothman turns into a bunch of moths? Yes, that's how we'll get the Mothwing. Then why not use mothballs as repellent? Well, I've never tried. Could the most conventional method be the unconventional one? Or would Mothman be able to overcome its mothly nature and persist? You didn't bring the magnet gun? I thought it would be prudent to leave its magnetic fields alone for a while until I have the time to optimize it. You see, I was trying to widen the area of magnetic influence, but it's been a while since I last worked with the gun. I needed to refamiliarize myself with its inner workings. My guess is I switched a wrong wire or two and instead narrowed the beam. I like to see how it works sometime. Really? You know, if you're interested in devices like that, my old research colleague Fiddleford would have more to show you. He's the engineering genius around here. Fiddleford Hadron McGucket. You mentioned gnomes? Other places have rats, mice, or insects as house pets. We have gnomes. Picture your typical garden gnome, but more disturbing. Will we catch sight of that pterodactyl? I doubt we'll spot it today. But perhaps we can go bird watching later if you're interested. So about this leprechaun. Ford groans. Oh, okay. You wait for a further answer, but that's it. Leprechaun is not a thing. Floating eyeballs here? Sound disconcerting, doesn't it? A wrench released them in my house by accident and found eyeballs in the most unsuspecting places for months. My guess chose not to comment on my choice of house decor. Okay. Gravity Falls is home to giant vampire bats? Giant fruit bats. They were among the first to teach me not to judge a creature by its reputation. I only realized they were harmless once I'd been bitten by one. Oh no. It still sounds pretty bad. It actually healed quite fast. I attribute that to the health kick I was on after. Okay. You mentioned a Gremloblin? I think I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, woo! A rare species that I've since steered clear of when accompanied by others. Though, if you want to see one in person, I'm sure it wouldn't hurt to walk into that situation again for the sake of education. We'll see. I guess we can walk in silence. I've exhausted every other option. Suddenly, Ford puts an arm out in caution, slowing his pace. We're almost there? Okay. Shut up. Be quiet. Be quiet. You narrowly manage not to collide into him. You take a quick glance around to see nothing. Look, there! You see what looks like a bundled up plaid shirt moving along the forest floor. Wait, is that a beaver tail? It looks like platypus. What? Ah, oh, I get it. Platypus. Okay. Ooh, braid. Ooh. Platypus. Ah, what are you doing all the way out here? Don't you mean a platypus? Ford shakes his head with a grin. I meant what I said. It's a platypus. A platypus. Aw, I want to see what it looks like. Cute. It's okay. Ford moves into a crouch, but stays a respectable distance, following the small creature. You watch him, and, after a moment, mimic his actions. Ford giving the creature a bright smile, the first of its kind that you've seen since leaving Mabel at the shack. You're a cute one, aren't you? And one of my favorite patterns, too. Ford motions you to move forward a little more to the distance he's maintaining. If I were to rate the oddities that live in this forest on a scale of least annoying to most annoying, these little guys would get immunity. They have done nothing wrong, and I appreciate them for it. We love platypus. We love platypuses. Platypi. Platypeople. Honestly, what is the plural of platypus? I don't know. But we love them here. We love them. As the two of you watch in quiet appreciation, the platypus ambles into the underbrush and vanishes from view. Oh my god, words, English, Kai don't know anything. What a cute little guy. The two of you continue deeper into the forest. The foliage seems denser now, and you look through the treetops for a glimpse of the sun, which has, by now, dropped low in the sky. It had already been getting late when you left, but you hadn't thought the Mothman would be this far out. I'm sorry. Almost as though he'd read your mind, Ford answers for you. The Mothman is rather reclusive, and as such, lives deeper within the forest than bolder creatures, like the gnomes. Are you alright? Huh? That is, are you tired at all? I should have asked sooner. It's been a long time since I traveled with anyone new. Stanley, tends to speak his mind without my asking. I'm fine. I'm fine, really. I'm glad to hear it. Still, we still have some time until sunset. Let's wait here in the meantime. You mentioned traveling with Stan. I suppose it wouldn't do any harm to tell you. He says that, but the tone of his voice says he's been dying to tell someone for months. I suppose I'd have to tell you. I've been sailing around with Stanley around the world, chasing after hotspots of anomalous activity. He seemed to view it as a vacation, but I saw it as a chance to pick back up some serious research. I've been rather eager to break the news of what we found to the world, but first I must organize my findings. And, if I'm honest, I still need some time to get back in the swing of things. Must be strange to come back home after traveling so long, huh? More than you know. Ford laughs, shaking his head. Aw, cutie. Behind his glasses, his eyes are downcast, almost sad. You want to ask, but decide to stay silent. I mean, if you've watched the show, you know. Poor Ford went through so much. But at least now he's back home. He has a better relationship with his brother. He has a relationship with his grandniece and nephew. Like, things are going better for him now. So, as bad as everything was, at least things are better now, right? You can still mourn the loss of, like, your life when you feel like you haven't done the thing you wanted, but can't entirely be that mad. The moment the sun touches the horizon through the gaps in the treetops. Oof, I need to remember I need glasses. I just don't wear them. It's fine. Ford gestures for the two of you to continue. You hadn't noticed, but you'd been resting within short distance of a small clearing that holds a cylindrical stone marker. Okay, cute. The stone marker bears intricate swirls carved into its surface. Ford reaches into his coat and produces a pack of gum from the pack of gum from earlier, opening it and dumping the pieces out onto his palm. Gum? Oh, now I'm good. Oh, I don't know why that happened. Maybe I'm getting tired. I mean, I haven't done anything today, so I don't know why I would be tired. Unsure of why you came all the way out here to unwrap gum at sunset, you decline a stick of gum. Ford puts the remaining gum in his coat breast pocket. He unwraps the now empty gum packet to reveal that it was hiding a small piece of parchment, folded up as to act as lining. That's smart. That's a smart Fordsy right there. Ah, that's a cool move though. Okay, he smooths it out against the stone, holding it under the deep orange-red light of the sunset. You step closer to look over Ford's shoulder. The parchment holds a detailed drawing of the swirls carved into the stone, documenting each crack on the surface. As you watch, the golden cursive unfolds itself onto the page, seemingly fueled by the sunlight's the sunset's warm light. What? That's crazy, bro. Really cool, but that's crazy. Okay, what does it say, Fordsy? Ford reads the words as they appear. Such a place the Mothman doth rest, but please do not disturb his nest. If kindness be something thou bereft. Ford lifts the parchment a little higher to prevent his shadow from obscuring the rest of the line. Follow thy nature and turn left. Such a place Mothman doth rest. Follow thy nature. So such a place a Mothman doth rest, but please do not disturb his nest. If kindness be something thou bereft, follow thy nature and turn left. I think we turn left. I think so, Kai. We press onward. Right? Left. Left. Left leads you to a dimly lit cave, which Ford says he remembers well. Except the last time he was here, it's pitch black since he arrived in the middle of the night. Oh, I don't. What is that? I don't. A little static in the background kind of freaks me out a little. I'm not gonna lie. Ugh. From its depths, you hear the faint sound of dripping water echoing off the cave's shadow-shrouded walls. You slow as your eyes attempt to adjust to the low light. Ford pauses in front of you, reaching into his coat for something. Hold on. I have a flashlight in here somewhere. This cave has never received much natural light, you see, and, He rummages further and you see a couple of dice, a pad of paper from earlier, and a quill. He has some custom pocket work going on in there, too. And you bet one of his coat's inner pockets has a pen protector in it. Here we are, at last. Allow me to... Darn, out of batteries. Wait, I think I have one. You pull out your phone and turn on its flashlight. Yeah, the light is small, but it does its job. Huh. You save our hides out here there, Kai. I was about to put out a matchbook. Okay. Alright, we're back to music again. Okay, with your light guiding the way, you and Ford move further into a cave, which yawns wide around you. It isn't until the sliver of natural light from the entrance disappears that Ford speaks again. It's been years since I've been here. Decades, even at this point. But I'll always remember the eye bats as one of my first discoveries when I arrived at Gravity Falls. How did you find them in the first place? One got into my house, you see. I was making breakfast one morning, and one managed to find my cereal box. When I poured the cereal into the bowl, it came fluttering out, agitated, like it belonged there. The nerve! He still sounds so indignant even years later that you laugh. Sorry. I wanted to contain it for further study, but unfortunately it managed to get away. As I thought about it afterwards, its pupil had constricted against the light, unfamiliar to the bright light in the kitchen. So either it's nocturnal, or it lives in the deepest, darkest cave in Gravity Falls. I found them easily after that. Did you manage to catch one? Somewhat. I came running through this cave with a butterfly net in my wits. I brought a working flashlight that time. They all hid in dark corners. Once I turned the flashlight off, they flocked to me. I caught 18 of them that day. But it reminded me of the stealth uses of... Oh no. Oh no. 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 The rapid sound of clicking claws against stone startles you. A shiver running up your spine. The dark. You turn off your light. Ford taps your shoulder and gestures you to keep moving forward. I guess. Let's go. I trust you. I don't know if I should, but I trust you. Eventually, the narrow passage widens into a large room. The darkness shrouds the source of the dripping water from view, but as your eyes adjust, you squint and see a strange winged shadow. A shadow with eyes that glow red in near darkness like rubies. Your breath catches in your throat as the realization comes over you. It's Mothman! Shit, we found Mothman! Ford is apparently fairly close to you in this room. You find when he speaks a few inches from your shoulder. Blah, 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 blah. You catch the shadow of his arm swing out like a wide arc like he's introducing you to... Kai, I'd like you to meet the Mothman, he whispers. But even in the dark, you see him grinning excitedly at you. Excuse me. Ford looks between you and the Mothman, apparently hoping for a dramatic reaction. Your speechlessness seems to satisfy him. I mean, it's the Mothman. It's the Mothman. I can't see him right now, but apparently he's there. We found the Mothman. Don't worry, it hasn't noticed us yet. Here's the plan. You make contact with Mothman, and I... He pulls out a butterfly lit and a large lidded jar. Now where that came from within, within his coat of mysteries is lost to you. I'll say, hey, how do you hide that? We'll capture one of the 100 moths that... Oh my god! Okay, that compromise it. Wait, I get to touch Mothman? The Mothman? Yes, and it turns into 100 black witch moths. It's like experiencing a swarm of locusts. Surprising when you're not expecting it. Remember, even just a light touch is enough. Okay, I guess we're touching the Mothman. Let's go then. You steel yourself, awaiting Ford's signal. He waves his hand to coax you forward. And then, it's up to you to decide how to, well, make contact. I approach with stealth. You tiptoe towards the Mothman. I like the music in the background. I was like, okay, how do we do this? RPG rules. Let's go. You tiptoe towards the Mothman, remembering Ford's comment on the dark and trying to channel your inner stealth skills. Let's go be spies, because I'm an international super spy. Does anyone remember Backyardigans? Because apparently they're remaking Backyardigans, and they remade some of the music, and they kind of took out so much heart and soul from the Backyardigans. I'm kind of upset about it. But now all I'm thinking of is like, because I'm an international super spy, super spy. I don't know why. I'm thinking about that now. Damn it. Damn it. Of course, that's the moment your phone decides to start blasting. Taking Over Midnight by Ampersandra! Oh my god, it's the song! It's the song from Karaoke! Taking over tonight. I'm not even gonna sing anymore. My throat is just not working with me. You're confused before remembering that Mabel added her number to your contacts, and must have made that her custom ringtone. Ah, fuck. Mothman turns at the noise and screeches, but before you can barrel into it, the creature explodes into 100 moths, fluttering around you, getting stuck in your shirt, and skittering around your face, surrounding you in mothy hell. Your task accomplished. Ford rushes into the large swarm of moths, waving the butterfly net with a few unsuccessful swipes. He tries swatting the more aggressive ones away, but there are too many. We're gonna use the light. We're gonna use the light. Yeah. You grab your phone and quickly switch the light on, running to Ford's sides and holding it up high. You even attempt to call them over, despite knowing they don't respond to sound. Before long, they crowd around the phone. The sight of light flickering and reflecting off of so many small wings would be somewhat captivated if you hadn't just been in the middle of them. Hey, we did it! Yay! Ford puts the butterfly net back away, and jar in hand, carefully scoops one of the moths up. Well, that could have gone better, but we've succeeded nonetheless. As Ford pockets the jar, you turn off the light. With no light and no threat to focus in on, the cloud disperses. That was amazing! Ford laughs, brushing off dust and dirt from his trench coat. You could say that. Our completed repellent is within sight. Let's head back. Oh. Ford turns to leave the cave. He looks calm and content. You, on the other hand, are bursting with energy under an adrenaline high. Should you go for a high five? Yes. Yes. Oh my god! Guys, this is so cute. I have to save here. I need to save here. Yes, I'm overriding the save. Guys, it's a watercolor picture of Ford giving us a high five. Yes! This is cute. I like this. I like this a lot. Oh. You raise your hand in a universally understood offer of a high five. Ford pauses, then grins, high-fiving you. Or, rather, 6. Yes. Yes. Oh man, this is good. Okay. Ooh. Oh wow. Okay. This is actually going surprisingly long. Ow. When you and Ford finally reach the cave entrance, you find the forest that you left in the dying light is now awash with a silvery glow. A gap between the leaves overhead provides a view of the night sky, along with a long string of stars. A few more steps and the Milky Way comes into view, looking as if a tear across the fabric of the sky. Ford notices you looking. What? See something? The pterodactyl doesn't usually come out this late, but being a prehistoric creature, its behavior is rather unpredictable. I've never seen the Milky Way in person before. It looks amazing, isn't it? It's remarkable what you can see without light pollution from the city. Here on the outskirts of town, you can see a good proportion of the Milky Way every night. He gazes up into the night sky. A whole year has passed, yet it still feels strange to see a sky I recognize. What? Oh, traveling. I was in a different part of the world. Weirdmageddon. You both stare up at the sky in a comfortable silence for a few more moments. The quiet of the forest settles in, along with the distant sound of flowing water, and you find yourself surprisingly glad that Ford had accidentally pulled you here. If this is one of the moments you get to experience. Aww. Out of the corner of your eye, you swear you see Ford looking at you instead of up. And when you tilt your head back down, his attention is elsewhere. Okay. Okay. Eventually, the two of you come to a wordless mutual agreement to continue on, and you're walking again. You'll have to show me the other creatures that live here sometime. You're glad you said so when you look over and find that Ford looks pleasantly surprised to hear it. His chest puffs out with pride. Hey! Of course! Maybe we'll even get to spot the hide behind, or tag along with Dipper when he next visits the multi-bear. The what? Ford taps his temple, grinning. You'll have to wait until I show you to find out. I'm holding you to that. We have some time before we get back, if you're up for another walk. You make a face because Ford looks back at you and laughs. We're not far, I promise. I just thought I might answer a few of your questions, if you have any. Actually, I do have questions. You must stay in great shape if you do this all day. Actually, this sort of thing isn't part of my exercise regimen. Ford turns left at the stone marker and towards the sound of a river. And sure enough, after a while, it comes into view. The moonlight illuminates the water as you walk along it. Oh, this is so pretty! It's the lake! And there's Tate McGucket's house. Cute. After following the river for a few minutes, the shoreline expands to a small round lake in the center of the clearing. Overhanging it is a large flat rock, the kind that can be used as a less than effective diving board in case of emergency. The emergency being that one just had to jump into the lake. However, neither yourself nor Ford really look in the direction of the diving board. He leads you towards the edge of the lake, where a relatively flat boulder could substitute as bench, and the two of you take a seat. Other creatures. You said to wait, but can I at least get a preview of what I'd be getting into? Not content to leave them to discover yourself, Well, has anyone told you about the Gobblewonker? You snort, taken aback by the name, but compose yourself when Ford simply raises an eyebrow. I don't think so, no. Not even in the tourist guide? Does his office even read my letters? Ford mutters to himself, something about updating the tourist guide to warn against local dangers. He sighs with a frustration that's reserved for bureaucracy, but soon lightens up at the prospect of getting to introduce you to another strange creature. Well, the Gobblewonker is a large sea creature that lives in this very lake. One could say it's our version of the Loch Ness Monster. My old research assistant apparently saw it at some point. He said it was large, gray, and scaly, with a long neck like a giraffe. You wouldn't have had any odd sightings yet, have you? It's only been 24 hours, but my own first encounter was with the strange occurred shortly after my arrival as well. Not apart from today. Well, don't count on that being the norm, Kai. In fact, the norm is a laughable concept here. Ask about the family. Mabel? What's Mabel like? In short, a force to be reckoned with. She radiates charm and positivity, and has depths of determination I can only guess at. You'll find out for yourself most likely. It's hard not to wake up one day and find yourself her friend. Perhaps you already are. I love that. Ah! Mabel! I do need more friends in life, so I love that for me. Thank you. Thank you, Mabes. I'm a girl, forever. He wiggles his fingers spookily in the air and you laugh. I don't doubt it. Dipper. Dipper is very intelligent. In many ways, he reminds me of, well, myself. Last summer, he found the research journals I mentioned, and instead of overlooking them, made some impressive contributions of his own. He has since started his own journal, and I look forward to see where life will take him. He's made me prouder than I can say. Oh, Dipper's making his own journal! Yo, Alex Hirsch, if you're out there, if you start selling out Dipper's Guide to the Unexplained as a journal, I will spend the money on that. Take my money. Like, it says here, if Dipper starts his own journal, and then that gets sold everywhere, and then you can add your own things, I am buying that shit, man. I love that. Who is Seuss? Ah, the handyman Seuss. He's
Well, I'm still not sure what he does exactly, but Stan gave him the right to conduct his business with the shack. So he spends his days giving out tours, selling merchandise, fooling the townsfolk, giving no refunds, and the like. I may not have been around the original Mystery Shack very often while Stan was still running it, but I believe Seuss is doing the brand name good. What is Stan like? Stubborn, foolhardy, a liar, and a cheapskate, but a true hero at heart. There's no one else I'd rather call my brother. Mr. Shack. Ah, yes, the Mystery Shack. Used to be my home once upon a time, and now it's a tourist trap. I'm glad for what it's become as a home. I just wish it wasn't so offending to each of the senses. Are you really okay with me staying here? Absolutely. I owe it to you after all. You helping me today, however, was not part of the plan. You're making it rather hard to settle my debt. I think you did me a favor just by letting me come along today. Oh. Oh, we're sharing a moment, guys. Oh. The two of you share a smile. Ask Ford about the stars. You ask Ford for his favorite constellation, and his answer comes faster than you expected. Orion and Ursula Major, without a doubt. What about you? I don't feel like he would be weary if I said Summer Triangle. Coincidentally, Ursa Major. Well, you must have good taste. Ford looks out across the lake in thought. Kai, I have to admit, I didn't want to take you with me earlier today. I thought I'd be walking myself into an uncomfortable social situation. So did you, to be honest. And you did well out there. Not many tourists could handle the kind of task we just completed. This had a potential to have gone disastrously. I mean, a butterfly net against Mothman? Easily a 3% success rate. Sometimes the more Ford speaks, the less reassured you feel, until all that's left is a distant unease. You smile and nod anyway. Okay, so you're telling me we went in there with having a 3% success rate. You knew this, and you still did it anyway with me. Bro, that's not fun. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. The two of you sit in another moment of quiet. The night air pleasantly chill around you until Ford again breaks it. We should head back now. I'm sure Mabel will want to hear we've been successful. I'm really into this music, man. Okay, but let's go. You stand and give Ford a hand up from the makeshift bench. Ford takes the lead again, and soon you're no longer able to catch the sight of the lake as you glance back. Ford gradually adjusts his pace to yours, walking side by side with you in companionable silence all the way back to the shack. Nice. Almost there. You recognize from the flashy signs, trotting signs like Mystery Shack this way and Sasquatch to your left. Sasquatch is funny. It's literally just a Sasquatch statue with underwear on. It's really funny. I can't explain why, but I think it's funny. That you are extremely close to arriving back at the shack. Hey! We're back! I wonder how long it took us to come back. I'm just saying. As you and Ford leave the tree line, you see the bright light shining on the porch. You make out a faint outline of the kids' shadows as they run through the house and emerge in the... Oh, the attic window! Mabel pushes it open, leaning out. Grunkle Ford! Finally! You guys took so long. I had time to cover waddles and macaroni. What? Why would you do that? I have my reasons. Did you get the thing? Yes, and I'm coming inside so we can stop shouting. Kai, come along. We've got a pig to save. Yes, we do. Let's go. Ford strides into the shack, a man on a mission. You grin and follow, but not before taking one last look at the night sky. Yeah, maybe your stay won't be too bad after all. Back inside the shack, the grand conclusion to your expedition to the Mothman's cave is spritzing Mabel's pig with a newly finished deterrent until the poor piglet reeks of lavender. Oh my. You see Mabel and Dipper head up to bed looking sleepier than usual as a result. Something about lavender is so soothing to the senses that you crash out fairly soon afterwards, face first onto your makeshift bed. We just plop right on down. And you give me dating tips, you're good at this. Hey, I actually got a little bit on the love meter with Ford. Hey, good for me. I love that. Okay. I'm gonna save here. Yes. Da 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 da. All right. To click off something for a moment. We've returned. All right. We've crashed for the night. We got some sort of love meter with Ford, so it's going pretty well. Applause for us. Anyway, it's now day 2. You wake up to a loud crash downstairs. Not entirely uncommon in this house, you're quickly finding out, but still disconcerting. Oh, okay. More clatters and thumps lead you to the kitchen, where Mabel teeters on a short steps ladder in front of the pantry. Standing on her tiptoes, she reaches as high as she can for a small yellow box on the top shelf. Pancake mix. Man, they really like pancakes. Alright, okay. Without a word, you go to her side and pluck the box from the shelf for her, placing it into her outstretched hand. Oh, Kai! Thank you! Grunkle's Dad put it on the top shelf for some reason, but I need some Mabel cakes. It's a breakfast emergency. She waggles her free fingers in your face, and you can't help but laugh. You can tell the house becomes more alive when this kid's around. You want to help me make them? We only need chocolate milk coffee, pink food coloring, and pot of gold to make this breakfast dream a breakfast reality. I love Mabel. As delicious as that sounds, you're inclined to ask where the coffee comes into mix when you realize the house is suspiciously quiet. Mabel, where is everybody? Oh, Grunkle's Dad needed stuff for your car, so he went to get necky and techie stuff for that. I think Grunkle Ford's somewhere. He heard the abominable... Oh, okay. Dipper. He heard the abominable bro man was trying to steal soda from campers, so he went to help them out. Ah, Dipper. Yep, that's totally where... Yep, that's where he went. Totally knew that. So they left you guys to make breakfast on your own? You don't know the family well enough to know that this is commonplace. Fuck, words. So the idea of leaving two teenagers alone to fend for themselves seems fine. If one of the teenagers wasn't Mabel, anyway. You still don't know how coffee fits into her Mabel cakes, but now you really don't want to know. Dipper attempts to hide the pancake mix from Mabel while she's grabbing the chocolate milk from the fridge. Apparently, he doesn't want to find out either. Mabel, while your Mabel cakes sound absolutely divine, why don't we... Quick, think of something so you don't hurt her feelings. Go out for breakfast. Yeah, I'm like, if I tell Dipper to do it, I don't trust, sorry, Dipper, sweetheart, you're adorable, you seem great, I don't think asking you to cook would go well. Anyway, is there somewhere we can go out to get breakfast? We should really save the Mabel cakes until your great uncles get back. I know they wouldn't want to miss them. But I want to perfect my recipe. I have to get better at cooking and baking and stuff so I can survive out there in the world. What if in high school I have to bake stuff and people are better than me? Okay, Mabel looks very agitated, tugging at her hair with both hands. If I can't make the perfect Mabel cakes, I'll never be on Bad Dreams Dining. I gotta impress Gerald Rambo, Kai. It's my destiny. Sorry, is Gerald Rambo supposed to be Gordon Ramsay in this universe? That's really funny. Okay. Dipper, maybe Dipper can help you make something different? We should save Mabel cakes for another day. A more special day. But Kai... Oh no. Mabel, still standing on the stepladder, reaches up and squishes your cheeks together, her wide eyes staring into your soul. Every day is a special day with Mabel cakes. You glance at Dipper, making a please help me and I'll buy you breakfast face. You hope he understands. Yeah, Mabel, I know you want to cook more since you're becoming an adult. Sure, but don't you think Grunkle Stan and Great Uncle Ford should be here to try them too? And not just me? Again? I'm like, girl, come on. Please, no. It sounds like a nightmare. Mabel hops off the stepladder and ponders her brother's question. Lips purse. Eventually she nods, beaming at both of you. You're right, Dipper. I can't deny them that experience. You give Dipper a thankful smile over Mabel's head as she puts the ingredients back in the refrigerator. He grins back at you, rubbing the back of his neck. You wonder if he got that from one of his grunkles. That's clever now that you think about it. Great plus uncle make grunkle. Saves time on syllables. Yeah. We should go to Greasy's! They have some of the best pancakes there. With like 3 different kinds of syrup if you ask Lazy Susan nicely. Yeah! It's not super far. Let's go! God, this is adorable. I really love this game so far. I hope you guys are enjoying this game too. It's so cute. Oh. The kids are about to head out the kitchen when you realize something. Wait, aren't you going to leave a note for your grunkles about where we're going? Oh, right. Good call. Dipper scribbles out a note for Stan and Ford and sticks it on the front door of the shack with one of Mabel's stickers. I can say words, just barely. The kids lead the way towards the town, explaining various landmarks and the wild, wonderful stories attached to them along the way. And this is where we saw those 2 ghosty old people at a convenience store? Strange, but you nod regardless. Maybe she just meant to say they were so old they look like ghosts. Though, after what you heard about Gravity Falls already, you could believe they were real ghosts. Dipper points out the diner in the distance, a log-shaped building atop a train cart, and the three of you head inside. Oh, cute! Alright, okay. Adorable. You soon realize the kids know just about everyone in this town. Several people, young and old, wave at them as the three of you find the table. You get the feeling that they're almost famous in Gravity Falls, though you're not entirely sure why. They're pretty cute, though. Mabel blows the paper wrapper of her straw at Dipper's face. Ah, no way, back. And he retaliates by swatting her with a laminated menu. I can go back, yeah! The elderly woman in a pastel pink waitress dress comes up to the table, and you catch the name on her tag, Susan. Hiya, kids and stranger. What can I get for ya? Pancakes and all 3 syrups for me, please, lazy Susan. Same for me, actually. Lazy Susan turns to you, notepad in hand. Well, they said that they like the pancakes here, and it's pretty good. I'll get some pancakes. Coming right up, sweetie. I don't remember her voice now. Lazy Susan winks, with her good eye, of course, and heads to the back of the diner. The wait for your food feels longer here than most, mainly due to Mabel and Dipper using this time to interrogate you. At first, it's somewhat intimidating. You literally crashed into their house and started hanging out with their great uncles, so they have lots of questions. Once the irrational fear of 2 13-year-olds fades out, you recognize their interview for what it really is. They care about their grunkles. If you do start hanging out with them more, they want to know as much about you as possible. Mabel's questions are somewhat nonsensical. So if you were stranded on a desert island with no boat, no cheating, what would you take with you? While Dippers are more careful and calculated. What were you doing before you came here? School? Work? Both? Neither? Did you know about Gravity Falls before you crashed into the shack? You immediately know which grunkle each twin takes after. Stan and Mabel. Goofy partners in crime versus the quiet brainiacs, Ford and Dipper. It's an interesting contrast, especially now that you're thrown in the middle of the bunch. But as the twins race to see which syrup bottle drips into their mouths the fastest, Dipper's blueberry syrup beats Mabel's classic maple by half a millisecond. You swear on it. You know these kids do a lot more for their great uncles than just be cute counterparts. Aww. They're adorable and I love them. And here we go. Enjoy, kiddos. Let me know if you need anything else. Lazy Susan gives out their respective plates and the kids go quiet, shoveling down their food like they've never been fed before. Between mouthfuls, you get a few more questions about yourself, your theories on aliens versus which member of M Synchronized was your favorite. But the table is near silent as the 3 of you eat. That is, until Mabel speaks up through a mouthful of pancake. Oh no! Oh, I'm scared about this one. I can't pick. Oh no. So Kai, if in a totally made up and not real situation, you had to pick who your favorite was, who'd you pick? Grunkle Stan or Grunkle Ford? Oh no. Oh no. I'm scared, y'all. I'm actually scared. Oh no. This seems too planned compared to our other cutesy question. Dipper elbows his sister not so subtly, and she elbows him right back, wide eyes staring at him in a sibling linked look that you can't decipher. Like, say you're in a movie, like one of those weird movies Crinkle Stan watches on TV, with ladies in poofy dresses riding horses. Awfully specific, but you let her continue, taking another bite of your food. You're the main character of this movie, and you've got two guys who are both madly in love with you. This one doesn't mess around with getting right to the point, huh? But you can only marry one of them so you can be next in line with the throne. What would you do? If Grunkle Stan and Grunkle Ford were your choices, who would you go with? Mabel. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, really weird and kind of gross. Come on, Dipper. This is important information that's vital to my research. What research? None of your business. Yet. But I'm still gathering other research. Mabel leans towards Dipper's ear to whisper, waggling her brow at you before she replies in not a whisper, but quite the opposite. Research in how you're a huge nerd! That's funny. And with that, Mabel catapults a spoonful of melted butter from atop her pancakes onto Dipper's cheek with a very satisfying splat. Dipper jerks in disgust but retaliates by smearing strawberry syrup onto Mabel's nose, a drop of stickiness plopping onto her sweater. Ew! Gross! You're gross. There's no vitriol between the twins, but lots of giggles and a few more various food missiles. Eventually, syrup streaks Mabel's cheekbones and some of her hair, and Dipper has a small piece of pancake stuck to his face. You guys are dorks. Maybe you're right, but we're twins, so it's adorable. If you say so, Mabel. Wait, quick, take a picture of us while Dipper's got pancake on his face. I have what? He quickly swipes at his face and, after several passes, gets it off. Aww, I was trying to get more candid pictures of us. Mabel, you have syrup everywhere. Really? Ugh, then it would have been a perfect photo. Here, let me get it. Your hands are sticky enough. You get back up with napkin in hand and try to wipe some of the syrup off of Mabel's cheeks. The excess syrup wipes off easily, but a good portion doesn't budge. I mean, maybe syrup as makeup is the next new look. That's one word for it, kid. Hey! You wondered where you went once we came back to a suspiciously quiet house. If it weren't for Dipper's note, we would have been worried. Sixer would have been worried. I tried to tell him that you kids kind of pull this stuff all the time. Heading out unannounced, putting stress on your poor old Grunkle's heart. He puts a hand over his heart dramatically. All those missing hours of unpaid child labor. Dude, come on. Actually, that note wasn't me. Well, I wrote it, but Kai's the one who said we should so that you'd know where we went. Both Ford and Stan turned to look at you surprised. Really? Figured these two knuckleheads dragged you here. Why not make breakfast at home? This place is at least a 15-minute walk from the shack. Well... You glance at Dipper, swiping his finger across Mabel's cheek and licking the blueberry syrup off. Mabel has a pancake in her mouth, chewing it like a grazing sheep. I wanted to treat them something, I guess. It's the least I could do. You're letting me stay with you and fixing my car. I thought, since you were gone, I'd take these two out for a change. Also, Mabel is gonna make Mabel cakes again. You're just mad you can't even make toast right. What? Yes, I can! I burned it one time! One time! Jared holds his syrup-tipped finger in the air, indignant. Well, Mabel wanted you guys to enjoy homemade cakes too, and since there wasn't much food, I figured I'd take them out. Stan snatches the pancake from Mabel's mouth and takes a bite out of it, cackling when she stands on the seat to try to grab it back, climbing over Dipper to reach. Aside from the kerfuffle, you catch Ford's eye. Was he staring at you? Soon you realize he quickly sets his gaze elsewhere, looking over your head and out the window. You'd say he'd probably just shifted his attention, but his finger hooks under the high neck of his sweater and tugs at it. Aww. Guys, I think he likes us. Aww. I'm so here for it, though. Well, Kai, I appreciate you looking after Dipper and Mabel for us. It's very kind of you to bring them here. Oh, it wasn't a big deal, really. I'm happy to help. You smile at him, pretending you don't feel how warm your face is. Maybe it's just hot and greasy. Ford looks close to the shade of his sweater. Dipper mumbles an ow, and you catch Mabel elbowing his sides, waggling her brows at him. You're not sure why. Well, if you're paying, scoot over, Dipper. I want breakfast too. Stanley. It's at least 12:30 now. Grunkle Ford! That means it's time for brunch! Duh. See, this kid gets me. Now let me in so I can get some grub. Dipper moves to your side of the booth as Stan sits next to Mabel. Ford sits at Dipper's side. Lazy Susan comes back and takes orders for another round of food and drinks for everyone, including Mabel, who decided she wants more pancakes. Girl! You're starting to regret offering to pay. But as Stan and Mabel try their hands at the syrup drip race with Dipper cheering them on, Ford watching with a wide grin on his face. You know you don't really mind that much. Oh, this family is adorable, and I will do everything I can to keep them happy for the short bit I'll be here. I love them. I love them so much. I can't explain why. I just do. Oh. After the expedition to find Mothman, you accompanied Ford on a few other missions, so to speak, examining various birds of the forest, including the questionable stomach-faced duck, who snatched your sandwich and quickly ran off, Ford in hot pursuit. Thank you. Thank you for trying to rescue my sandwich, Ford. I really do appreciate it, though. R.I.P. It was a good sandwich. It's fine. My heart will just be sad. While he didn't find what evidence he needed, something to do with their digestive systems, you both decide that the stomach-faced duck flock were questionable. Not as questionable as the question quail, which he showed you from a scanned journal page, but still questionable. You asked why he decided the octopus was too stupid to study, but received a loud groan and too sticky as an answer. Valid point. All in all, your adventures with Ford have been more enjoyable than you'd expect, and you can't help but hope you'd get to experience another one with him soon. Oh. Oh. You walk through the living room, lost in thought about question quails and Ford's journal pages, and narrowly avoid slipping on a sheet of graph paper. Oh my god, are we gonna pay Dungeons and more dungeons? Yes! Let's go! I'm excited for this. Ah! Don't look! Oh, it's you. We're gonna be dungeons, dungeons, and more dungeons! Ooh. Dipper peers out over a book that proclaims D&D and Morty, officially licensed campaign journal. He sits on the yellow armchair with crisscross legs, barricaded with books and papers. He's got a lap of multicolored dice, and a half-dozen chewed pencils strewn across the floor, and one in his mouth. You look down and notice that the floor is almost entirely covered in graph paper. Hi! Did you need something? I know it's kind of messy. I should probably clean that up. Dipper looks reluctant to extract himself from his self-constructed fantasy lore prison. Here, I can do it. You look busy. You're about halfway through cleaning the floor before you actually start looking at what's on the various sheets you're holding. A fantasy map, some floor plans, and countless scribbled notes and calculations in the margins. What are these for? Planning something? Dipper's re-immersed in his planning. He's startled a little when you ask. Oh, right. No big deal. It's just for this great pen and paper role-playing game called Dungeons, Dungeons, and More Dungeons. D&D and MD for short. It's about fantasy worlds and statistics and swords and, well, it's kind of difficult to explain, but it's super fun. I'm playing it with Grunkle 4 today, so I'm putting the final touches on my dungeon. He's gonna be so stumped. Stumped, you say? Ford comes into the room at that precise moment, drying his hands on the trench coat. Perfect timing, Dipper. I just managed to get the paint off my hands. Paint from what? Oh, one of the gnomes came by and decided he'd graffiti the side of the house. Something about his rapper persona? Yeesh. Yes, I don't think Jay Gnomesy is going anywhere in the music business. In any event, I see you've been hard at work. Are you ready for our game? Yes! Oh, hi. I can take those now. Thanks for the help. Ford looks like he just noticed you standing there for the first time since he entered the room. Hi! Glad to see you weren't too shaken up by our adventure yesterday. You grin and hand Dipper a tall stack of papers, catching a glimpse of the stats for a knock-knock skull. Well, I made it back in one piece, right? That's the spirit, though 90% of a piece would have been good too. You never know how little a difference 10% makes until you lose it. So, how's the Mothman? Shaken up. All in the name of research, though. I've seen it lose a few moths and come back the next week good as new. A process akin to cycling out dead cells. I'd say we expedited that process. No moral issues there. Well, Kai, the game calls and I must answer. Stanley is about if you're looking for him. Though, well, if you wanted to join our game, I certainly wouldn't object. I can promise a fun afternoon. Ooh, another player! Yeah, totally. I can give you a pre-made character sheet to start. Dice? Shoot, where did I put my other set? Don't worry, I've got an extra set. Me? I don't even know how to play. Okay. I like that this is a play on Dungeons and Dragons, or aka D&D. I will I will admit my throat is actually starting to hurt just a bit. So what I'm gonna do here
ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna save. Yes. Okay. I have been yawning for quite a bit. So, okay. Alright, my throat is actually starting to hurt just a bit. So, thank you guys for coming to today's stream. I do very much appreciate you guys for coming. Also, can't believe Bill Cipher himself, our one-eyed king, decided to join us on stream. So thank you for that. Thank you for getting us to 40 fucking followers. That's insane, guys. Immensely grateful for all of you. This is, oh, guys, making me feel all soft and stuff. I will be back again tomorrow. We're going to continue swooning over the stands because I'm actually thoroughly enjoying this game. I really like the art style of this. It's a lot of fun. I am trying to do the voices, but let's be honest here. My throat actually really hurts trying to do Stanley's voice, like sort of gruff, deep voices. I try, but it hurts every time I try. Let's see. If you enjoyed me and anything I've done today, please consider hitting the follow button over here on Twitch. I do have other social media accounts, so if you want to go follow me there, they're all linked in my bio. Obviously, if you miss a stream and you want to see what I've done, well, if you miss a stream and you want to see what happened, or you just want to see what else I've done besides this, everything, all the VODs are posted over onto YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for staying the whole time. Appreciate you. Please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. They're entirely free. That is also Kai_Omai. So all the VODs are there. You want to follow me over on TikTok? It's Kai_Omai. I mostly mess around with TikTok filters, occasional mini vlogs, shopping hauls, mystery unboxings, that sort. A lot of fun. You can follow me over on Instagram. It's at Funkos_Omai. I mostly post about my Funko Pop collection. I have an addiction. It's fine. We're working on it. Occasional repost from TikTok because sometimes I want to add the same thing twice. You're feeling a little spicy and you want to see an account that I don't actively post on, you can follow me over on Tumblr. Maybe one day I'll post. But not now. That's also Kai-Omai. If you want to join the Discord. If you do have a Discord so you can chat with the other followers as well, or at least whatever there, and you want to, promote yourself and whatnot, you can also do it there as well. But that's it for me. Thank you guys for coming to today's stream. I do love and appreciate you all so much. I will see you all tomorrow. Alright, so this is it from me, guys. Transition you over to some music. Alright, bye guys. Bye.